Revelation of St. John the Divine, Chapter 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bare record of the word of God, and of the testimony of Jesus Christ, and of all things that he saw. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood, and the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed.
Just over 2 months ago, a deep-sea oil rig leased by BP exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, unleashing an oil spill which is now one of the worst ecological disasters the world has ever seen. It has put millions of people and wildlife living along vast parts of America's coastline in jeopardy. It has caused an unprecedented cooling of our relationship with the US and is costing BP billions of pounds to fix. But how exactly did this catastrophic event unfold? This is the untold story of the first 36 hours of the disaster. From the moment the rig blew up, the scramble to save the lives of its workers, and the desperate attempts to salvage the rig and avoid the cataclysmic damage that followed.
And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea.
When it suffered a massive blowout. 126 people are on board. Many are asleep. One of them is rig worker Chris Choi.
I heard the first explosion, and I sat up and sat on the edge of the bed, just wondering what it was. That's when the second larger explosion went off. I just remember being just scared to death.
Chris leaves his room, walking into a deep-sea rigger's worst nightmare.
First thing I saw, the ceiling was on fire. There's a walkway right above me. That walkway was on fire. So I turned around to go back to the front of the rig, and that's when I saw the flames. As soon as I saw that, I knew there was no way we were going to put it out. We were just going to get off of there, I was sure. I kept thinking well, we're all dead. I hadn't seen anybody until this point. I didn't know if I was the only person still on the rig or what. I run back to the front. My chief mate is running down there towards me, and he's hollering. I can see the crane operator that fell. He said, I can see him down over by the starboard crane, and I can't get to him. And while we were trying to get over there, there was some more explosions, and it just put flames in between us and the crane operator. And we didn't have a choice but to turn around, which is a horrible thing to have on your mind, that you were right there next to somebody that you couldn't help.
The Deepwater Horizon is unlike conventional rigs built on legs. It is a state-of-the-art semi-submersible platform costing hundreds of millions of dollars to build and is designed to drill new wells. Once in position, the two pontoons are flooded with seawater to stabilize its massive platform. This allows the rig to operate at depths of over 1.5 miles. But deep-sea drilling has always carried dangers. The explosion is so violent that the first distress calls the Coast Guard received come from rigs and boats several miles away from the burning platform.
I took the call. The person was panicking. The person was telling me that there was a rig is on fire and he can see it.
Lieutenant Nathan Houck was the lead officer on duty that night.
We received a report from a van that said that an entire rig was on fire with over 100 people on board, and people were jumping overboard. There's no waiting around for that. That's an immediate response. We launched everybody that we had available. We also launched every helo that we could find. Initially, when the first report came in, we didn't know whether or not there was over 100 people in the water.
With everyone scrambled, 4 rescue helicopters are in the air within minutes.
The adrenaline starts flowing immediately. Your heart starts racing immediately. There's a sense of urgency.
But the helicopters have limited capacity to carry any rescue victims, and there could be more than 100 casualties already in the water.
The initial explosion was 115 nautical miles away from our base. We can, at most, rescue 3 to 4 people at a time. Where are we going to take them? What's their condition? At the time we launched, we didn't know any of this information.
A few minutes later, the Coast Guard crews could actually see what they were dealing with.
I could see the glow of the burning rig at 90 miles away. I knew this was big.
It looked like that I was flying to New York City.
As the helicopters get closer, it becomes clear just how dangerous any rescue attempt is going to be.
We were hovering about half a mile to the east of the burning rig, and I could feel the intensity of the flames through the fuselage of the airframe. And I was looking into this burning hulk of metal, and it was like looking into the face of the devil.
With the lives of up to 126 rig workers at risk, the Coast Guard team have to be ready to put their men into the water.
When you're out there on a rig, fire breaks out, there's not a whole lot of places for you to go.
The oil rig support ships, or tenders, try to cool parts of the rig so that the men on board can find a way off. They are also cooling the main superstructure to try and preserve the metal and keep it afloat until the firefighters can get there. The fire is being fed by a pipe that connects the rig to the ocean floor. These rigs are designed to be held exactly in place using thrusters under the platforms and a satellite positioning system. With that system now destroyed, the only thing holding the rig in place is the riser pipe, which moves debris and mud and oil back.
And the third part of the sea became blood. The third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed,